What's up, guys? CWL All-Star War just ended. I bet there's a lot we can learn from these guys. What's up, guys? It's Powerbang bringing you guys a video today focused on Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10. We're looking at the LaLoon strategy and how you can best take bases apart using our favorite air troops, especially those balloons that just got a buff. Heard a lot of complaints lately from Town Hall 10 saying we didn't get anything in the update. I totally understand, but these balloons are going to help you out a lot. We're going to look at 3 raids today that are going to show you exactly how. For a recap of this war, check out the CWL channel. I'm going to try to get it up over there, up against the clock right now, as these stupid 24-hour limits on the war replays being available in Friendly Wars. I'm up against the wall right now. It's my kid's birthday, so I know I'm going to be gone for a period of several hours, but I'm going to try to get those recorded. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and look at some attacks. Let's start off with, let's go all the way down to number 29 here, Vortex Ewan Nagan. Apologies if I'm butchering the name. Let's go ahead, first pause the video. Let's look at the base and see what he's trying to accomplish. Now, in the clan castle, he's bringing a lava hound. Now, there is no standard army, guys, that is going to work at Town Hall 10. If you're going up against a base at Town Hall 10, and it's a decent base, well thought out, anti-3, you need to be a good player in order to have a shot at 3-starring it if it's developed at all. So, there's no, like, you know, plug and play army where you just use these troops, do it like this, and you get your 3-star. It doesn't work like that, so erase that from your memory right now. You have to be able to look at the base and determine what objectives you're going to try to accomplish with your kill squad and what is remaining for the main group of your army. So down here towards the bottom, really big factor in a LaLoon raid is this gal right here, this queen. Got to be able to take her out. Notice she's standing by an air defense as well as an inferno tower. So he's going to dedicate 5 bowlers and both heroes plus the wall breakers to taking out these key objectives, and that will basically give him a shot with 4 lava hounds to take out the remaining air defenses. You see one here, and one here. In the army camps, notice the spells. He has elected to take 1 free spell. That is very common when you're attacking a base at Town Hall 10 and you're able to get an Inferno on the entry. That's almost always a goal, is to take out an Inferno tower with your kill squad. If you can do that, you only need 1 free spell to handle the other Inferno tower, and sometimes you can get away with 0 as long as you can get a direct path through the Inferno tower via a haste spell. Let's go ahead and watch Ewan here as he kind of starts trimming the outside of this base with archers. You can see him, this is essentially creating a funnel. He gets the CC lure, which is important because you got to make sure that that baby dragon is not rolling around towards the end of this raid. You can lure, I should point this out, you can lure with air troops on an air raid. The reason for that is the ground targeting troops that are hiding in that clan castle, they're not gonna matter to your raid in the end. So if you happen to get a late lure, or if they come out, you know, on, you know, an archer or something, yes, you might lose the 1 archer that you have to clean up, but you're not going to lose your balloons. So that's kind of very key. So the first thing that happens is he drops down the king and queen, and while the king is tanking, he drops a rage spell here and uses some wall breakers to open up the wall. So in goes the king. He's going to use his ability right here, a little bit late on that, but the bowlers and the queen go in, they take out the enemy queen, they go ahead and clear out this compartment, the air defense is down, and now check this out. The king circles, and this is actually really important for funneling purposes. Now that the mortar is down and this spell factory is down, that queen is actually going to beat through the wall. Now, a multi-target Inferno does very little damage, and you can see he's already got the LaLoon started from the other side of the base. You can see a haste spell is going to lead the balloons in. One thing that you have to pay attention to on the Loon entry is that you never miss the first couple of buildings in the ring of defense. So basically your kill squad goes in, you cut off a portion of the base. The base that is adjacent to the portion that you cut off, you got to make sure that you have balloons for that. So you can see here he drops in 3 balloons to go ahead and take that out. And with the balloons coming in from the side, it pushes them to you know, the other buildings. So clockwise or counterclockwise in this play around the base, and the balloons are basically following in your lava hounds. You just want to make sure you're sending in lava hounds you know, to go in front of the loons. He's brought one in the clan castle here, and he's got a heal spell. Now, if a heal spell is used, pausing it real quick, we got to talk about the end of this as well. If the heal spell is used, you always want to target this over a Tesla farm location or a wizard tower, you know, clump of DPS that's coming in. You want to keep those balloons up against the wizard towers, and in this case, he uses it for the Teslas going up against sweepers. Now, in we go to the farm. Taking it out, the balloons are pretty much still hanging out at full health. Now, something very important is he's brought balloons in from the left, and they are going to attract the attention of that wizard tower. That timing is very important because you see how only 2 balloons are taking damage, and they all die before they get to the wizard tower. Imagine if that was the main group. That would be very, very important. He did the same thing on the backside by sending 1 single balloon to this one. He got 1 bomb drop off before it died. But look at the damage. If your balloons are all clumped up, look what happens to them if the wizard tower is locked on. He gets real close on this one, but you know what? It's a good thing he dropped that heal spell to get them all up to full, as they barely survive, and they will get the rest of this thing cleaned up. If you do have cleanup troops, guys, make sure that you look at the balloons and figure out where they're going to path. Which side of the trash ring will they end up on? Especially crucial if they're in the middle of the base and they have to travel out to one side first. Make sure you drop your cleanup on the opposite side. Normally not a lot of cleanup left in these types of raids. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one and we'll break it down just the same. All right, we'll look at number 27 next. This is Jacob getting hit by Adrix 99. Here we go. So looking at the army composition here, you can see 1 giant likely is going to be used to take to cover for the wall breakers. That's typically what you'll see with a giant in the army composition. Other than that, this is a very, very naked kill squad, and you're trying to figure out always what are the objectives and how cheaply can I take care of them. If you can take care of these objectives very cheaply, that means that you have more to dedicate to your balloons and your kill squad. So what he sees in this base, he's got 6 wall breakers. He wants to break in the wall at the top right here. So opening that wall and opening this wall. That is going to open up 2 key things. One is the Inferno Tower. You're going to see the Queen come down to take that out. You're also going to see the King go in and take out this air defense here. Excuse me. So that is what's going on with the plan. And then in the clan castle, he has a lava hound. So we're looking at a Penta LaLo, something you don't see often at Town Hall 10, but it's definitely viable on the right base. So here it is, Rage Spell for the Queen. That is going to help the Queen get through these buildings quickly, as well as the wall breakers get into the base. So you can see funneled in nicely. Don't forget the wizard over there on the corner to help funnel that those troops in. So here comes the King. Notice he's being targeted, but he's going to go ahead and open the wall with 1 extra wall breaker so it can absorb the cannon shot there. So in the King goes. Lure is done. CC troops are coming out. The Queen has used her ability. She dies at this point. King, all he has to do is take out that air defense. Remember, guys, the air troops in the clan castle simply don't matter. They are not going to be able to hurt you, but there's a key trick used, not in this episode, but in the next raid. We'll show you that. So here they come. Remember what we talked about, targeting the first buildings in that defensive ring. You can see that he comes from the top right in order to accomplish just that, making sure that the Tesla and mortar are not missed as they go. There's nowhere to path except for to this air defense, and he's going to force those balloons in from the side here by dropping in 2 balloons here. Notice those balloons are covered by this lava hound, as well as this lava hound covering for the first group. So you're trying to have as many of these balloons survive as possible. So working his way into that first air defense, it looks like the sweeper is against him. A rage spell goes down. That's going to cover a lot of area and get those balloons quickly in to the first air defense. It is taken out. Now you see the next lava hound is dropped. Look at that. Right over there into the next air defense, and he actually has 3 lava hounds alive. Now, key point, guys, he chose not to kill the Queen with his kill squad in this particular raid. Now, that is risky, but he was able to accomplish the kill by tanking it with the lava hounds. That's the reason he dropped them over that Queen, was to make sure she was locked onto them. And then when these lava hounds blow up, notice how they're low health. You got to make sure that you have a rage spell down where the Queen is. So you can see here goes the pups. They're locked onto that Queen in a rage. She goes down, and the balloons can continue on their way. Only 1 air defense left, 2 lava hounds left alive, both of them near full health. and in we go. 2 balloons left, and he sends those in towards the backside. Those will directly target that air defense as long as that archer tower is down. But everything down at this point into the cleanup, guys, and he absolutely smoked the base. Still had a poison to use, and we are going to go ahead, kick it over to the next raid real quick. Let's go ahead and watch number 26, I believe. Now this one is D-Flow taking on Anged, and this is a very, very solid raid. Again, we're going to look at the kill squad here, and notice very heavy on the kill squad. 11 bowlers in this one. Not too bad at all. So they're going to get a deep push in the base. Now, where do you think they would hit in this base? You know, you got to look at a base, try to determine what objectives can you take out. You know, if he comes in from this left corner here, he can probably get this air defense, get this Inferno Tower. That's about it, though. Same thing over on the right. If he comes into this compartment, he can get this air defense, a whole bunch of wizard towers, which are always valuable, but no Infernos, and, you know, that's probably about it. From the top, it's very difficult to wall break in to take out anything in this compartment as far as the Inferno goes, but you could probably get the air defense by coming in from the top. So where he chooses is down here. If you break in this compartment, this opens up 2 air defenses, both sweepers, the sweeper over here on the right on a bounce by the bowlers, and also on the left, the Inferno Tower. So let's watch exactly how he does this. I really like how he split his kill squad here to go ahead and accomplish those objectives. So he starts out with the funneling. He's going to get the heroes isolated and get the funnel made by dropping minions over on the right. So same thing is going down. Bowlers, guys, this is a very good trick. If you guys are trying to create a funnel, a single bowler is often the way to go, especially if there are stacked trash buildings that are protecting mortars. The mortar versus the bowler, 1 versus 1, the bowler wins every time. Notice the rock skips there. Check that out. Gonna weaken him up. Bowler still has more than half health. Funnel created. Same thing on the other side. Look at that funnel. Beautiful job. Single golem comes down, tanks the Tesla, and now we've got an approach to the base. A single Valkyrie is dropped to help clean up this trash a little bit quicker. Probably pretty smart on that Valkyrie, making sure that the time is not an issue. So here comes the first couple wall breakers. Here comes the second. We still have the Valkyrie tanking. Notice these 3 wall breakers over here opening up the wall. Lovely, lovely strategy here, because that's going to get the queen. Notice how the funnel's created for her. She's going to go straight into this base, take out the Tesla and the Inferno. Now, in goes the king. Look at all the bowlers in behind, and you're going to see, again, LaLoon, Lava Hound come out of the clan castle. Very common and probably outdated clan castle right now for Town Hall 10. But basically, here we go. Here comes the bowlers. Heal spell for them, and they are going to basically be kept up by that, and a jump spell is going to lead them into the queen compartment. So, now the queen. Pause it. The queen's gotten an Inferno Tower taken care of. The bowlers have gotten 2 air defenses and an air sweeper. The king's about to take out the queen. This base is crippled, guys. You've got 14 or 15 balloons here to take on the rest of this base. All there is this Inferno and this air defense, and you can actually get them both frozen. So in comes the Lava Hound, guys. Out of the CC, we've got a Lava Hound first. It's flying all the way across the base, and it's going to take up all of those traps. Now in comes the balloons. Notice the haste here. He's trying to, with this haste, push these balloons here through the core. That's very important. Now, once they go to the core, they're going to have access to the wizard towers. Now, while all this is going on, notice the queen over here with her archers and these bowlers here in the core. The bowlers are going to eventually die, and he's got 1 archer right now saved in his army camp. Let's watch how he uses that here in just a moment. Continuing on with this raid, just counterclockwise style, dropping in the balloons behind the Lava Hounds, and he drops in the last few balloons from that top left side to make sure that the Teslas are taken care of. Into this Inferno Tower we go. It is taken care of. Now here are the pops. The Lava Hound is just chilling. We need to get that out of the way. So what does he do? He drops an archer on the far side of the map. He chose that location because these pups will actually chase and destroy that Lava Hound, and if it happens before the end of your raid, you can be in some serious trouble. So instead of having that Hound right in the middle of everything, he's actually chosen to get it out of the way. So the minions and the pups are going to take care of that way far out of the way. these balloons up here are going to get the army camp taken care of while the pups are busy. So that's all good. And then down on the bottom, you've got more cleanup. You've got balloons. You've got the minions. Everything is good to go. So the lava hound is getting ready to explode, but luckily he's taking it out of the way, and these balloons here are not bothered as they take out the last building for the 3 stars. So D-Flow's showing us how to do it with that Town Hall 10 LaLoon. Hopefully you guys picked up some tricks from this video. Watch it again. Definitely share this with your friends, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. This is Powerbang. I'm signing out till next time, guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon.